Listen, I ain't no politician, mindful of every idle word, I know the Father's listening. Getting back to our heritage, this is not religion. GPS on Jerusalem, get my ox out the trenches. They can't control us, they scared to put us in opposition. Not entertainers, we watchmen, we about our Father's business. Is this the last generation? We don't know the severity, we don't know what we facing, and it ain't no escape.
Shalom.
Shalom.
This is Children of Israel, based in Bahama. What we're going over today is what's important that we need to understand, what we're going to be judged by within the last days. We're going to go now first to Exodus chapter 19, starting at verse 16.
Exodus 19, start at verse 16.
Just like with every king, or even if we look at the basketball players today, or when we used to watch wrestling, everybody had a certain entrance, what they did when they came in to highlight who they are and showing that they're special and important. So we're now going to go over the entrance of the Most High when He came upon the earth. Go ahead.
Exodus 19, verse 16. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
So when the Most High brought His entrance, He didn't reach yet, but just with His entrance, there was lightning, there was thunder, there was a thick cloud, and trumpets blazing. Go ahead.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount.
Go on.
And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly.
See that? Just for His arrival, we saw there was thunder, lightning, there was fire, there was a thick cloud, there was smoke, and there was an earthquake when He ascended upon the earth. Read verse 19.
And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice.
So now we're going to go and see what was happening on this day. Let's go Exodus chapter 20. We can read 1 to verse 3.
Exodus 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
So this, when He came and presented Himself to the nation of Israel, He was bringing forth His commandments. Go to verse 12. We read to 19.
Verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
So the Most High was establishing His commandments with the nation of Israel. Continue.
And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
Go ahead.
And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die.
So when the Most High was giving His commandments, the children of Israel told Moses, you speak to God. You be our mediator, and whatever he tells you, that's what we will do. A lot of people think that the laws stop right there within the Ten Commandments, but we're going to go further. What exactly did God give Moses? Let's go Exodus chapter 24 and verse 12.
Exodus 24, verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, Come up to me in the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of
So
stone,
now he's going to give him tables of stone. Go ahead.
and a law.
See that? He gave Moses a law to give to the people. Read on.
And commandments,
A law and commandments. Read on.
which I have written, that thou mayest teach them.
So he said that he gave him a law and commandments, what he must teach. Let's go Exodus 31 and verse 18.
Exodus 31, verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of God.
So I want us to understand that those commandments, the law, was so important that they were written by the finger of God. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 20 again. We can read 18 and 19 again.
Exodus 20, verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die.
So when they heard the voice of God speaking, they was in fear for their life. But the Father, knowing that our thoughts are not his thought, we're going to go Isaiah 55, read 8 and 9. But knowing our thoughts are not his thought, the Father said that he would set something in place.
Isaiah 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
So now we're going to see, knowing that our mindset is not his mindset, what he established and put in place for us. We're going to go Deuteronomy chapter 18, start at verse 15.
Deuteronomy 18, start at verse 15. Start at verse, 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto him, unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken.
So now that they said that Moses, you speak to God. Whatever you say, whatever he says to you, we will do. So Moses was the mediator between God and man. So now God is establishing again with them that he would establish a mediator between him and the people, just like Moses. Read on.
According to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God in Horeb, in the day of assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, They have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
So the Father is saying now he's going to send a prophet that will be a mediator again, just like Moses was a mediator, but he's going to give his every word to this prophet. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So anyone that doesn't listen to this prophet that will be presenting God's word, God said he will deal with that person. So now we have to identify who is this mediator that God set up, because we were in fear of hearing his voice anymore. Told Moses, you speak to him, and whatever he say, that what we are going to do. So now he established now this prophet that whatever he say, that's what we must listen to. Go ahead.
That's it.
We're going to John 1 and verse 45.
John chapter 1, verse 45. Philip findeth Nathanael, and said unto him, We have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
So now we established that Jesus was the prophet that was written during the time that Moses prophesied. So now we're going to get even more of a further understanding what he meant, but I will require of him that doesn't listen. We're going to go to Acts chapter 3, start at verse 22.
Acts 3, verse 22. For Moses truly said unto the fathers, A prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things, whatsoever he shall say unto you. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people.
So this is what the Father is saying. He's given this prophet his word. And who doesn't listen to this prophet, they will be destroyed. So when he said, I will require of him, he's going to bring judgment on those that doesn't listen to this prophet. But let's see what happens if we would listen to this prophet. We're going to go to John chapter 6 and verse 63.
John 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth the flesh. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
So now those that doesn't listen to this prophet will be destroyed. Those that listen to this prophet will receive eternal life. That's the importance behind listening to this prophet. The prophet was given the Father's words, his instructions to give to the people. And we got to understand that what he says is very important that we apply to our lives. We're going to go now to Matthew chapter 17, start at verse 3.
Matthew 17, verse 3. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias, talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
Let's see what just happened. A voice came. Moses was there. Moses represents the law. Elijah was there. Elijah represents the prophet. The disciples was there, who will later become the apostles. The Father was establishing even there that we must listen to his Son. Read the last part again, verse 5.
Verse 5. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
So now that it's established above anything, we must hear from his son. Why we must hear from his son? Let's go John 6 and verse 45. We're going to understand what it is that the son would be teaching us and helping us to learn and understand.
John 6, verse 45. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of God. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me.
So now that our thoughts are not like the Father's thoughts, he is now preparing us for our mindset to be as the Father's mindset, for us to truly learn the instructions of God, to us to understand with no excuses. What did Christ now tell us? Let's go Matthew 5 and verse 48. And I'm going to read this again while you go there. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of God. Every man, therefore, that had heard and had learned of the Father, cometh unto me. So to learn of the Father, his mindset, his characteristics, we had to learn that through the Son. Go ahead.
Matthew 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
So this is what the Savior came teaching us in his words and showing us also in his actions. How to be perfect just as the Father is perfect. So we got to hold the importance of the Father from the beginning, establish his word with his Son to establish with his people, giving us the full understanding of the Father's mindset and his instructions, what we're supposed to be doing. We're going to go now to John chapter 12 and verse 48.
John 12, verse 48. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day.
So I had to carry us this long trail to understand that the Father from the foundation established that he would send his word. He would put his word in his prophet, which is his Son, to give us the full understanding what it is we're supposed to be doing. So I encourage all to go to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and go over the words of the Son. What he was telling us to do, not to do, and look at his characteristics that we could do exactly what he did. Read it again.
He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day.
So what we're going to be judged by is the instructions that the Father gave his Son to give unto us. And the Son came with all understanding and showing us in his examples what it is that we're supposed to be doing. So it is important that we look at everything that he said, what we should do, not do, and how he did it, that we apply it to our life. Read on.
For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak.
So the Father gave him the words, what he should say and what he should speak. Go ahead.
And I know that his commandment is life everlasting. Whatsoever I speak, therefore, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak.
Go with verse 48 one more time.
Verse 48. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day.
So I encourage you one more time. Search the scriptures through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John for the words of the Savior, and search and see what instructions he gives us to do, not to do, and look at his characteristics to put it within our life. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Listen, I ain't no politician. Mindful of every idle word, I know the Father's listening. Getting back to our heritage, this is now religion. GPS on Jerusalem, get my ox out the trenches. They can't control us, they scared to put us in opposition. Not entertainers, we watchmen, we about our Father's business. Is this the last generation? We don't know the severity, we don't know what we facing, and it ain't no escape.